Hi guys, it's Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher. I have another video coming this coming Monday, which is going to talk about the retreat that I went to this past weekend, but I'm actually filming before I go to Germany, hence the haircut. I know it's confusing, but I wanted to make sure that for those of you who follow me on Mondays, you have something to see. It's me. And I have so much to share with you. I have great stuff planned for my trip that I want to bring home and show you. But I also wanted to talk about today finishes and some of the smalls that I saw at the previous retreat, previous to Lakeside. This was the Library Stitchers retreat. And for those of you who haven't been to a retreat before, you might hear that that retreat is going to have a smalls exchange or a smalls swap. And that means that you make something small to wrap in that type of theme, wrapper, or decor. So if it's a spring, something floral and springy. If it's a Christmas ornament, wrap it in Christmas paper. If it's a Halloween decor cross stitch, wrap it in Halloween. That way somebody has an idea of what they're getting. Some people don't want to collect or celebrate certain holidays, and I get that. I'm partial to certain stitches myself. So that's what a smalls exchange is. Now for that one at the Library's Stitchers retreat, I did the little pillow that I've shown you guys before. So this is what I made. I made a second one. This one's mine. But I made a second one to wrap up. And I'm trying to think of how I wrapped it up. I wrapped it up in a brown box, brown wrapper, with a measuring tape ribbon, and then I tucked one skein of floss underneath it so that person could understand it was stitchy related. Stitchy related. I didn't use this fabric for the back. And then in the box, sometimes people will put things like little candies, packages of tea, some useful tools, needle threaders, sometimes a little bag with those things in it. I'm trying to think of what I put in mine. I put a pair of scissors in mine, and I put my information in there because often you get these exchanges and you don't know who did it and you want to say thank you or you're blown away. So it is important to write a little note, maybe, you know, made by blah, 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 and where you're from. For those of us who travel, it's really cool if you're going to another state to let that person know, hey, greetings from where you're from, because it's neat to see how many people actually attend these retreats from all over the country, sometimes out of the country. Because we've had people at the library retreat from Canada. So we had a Canada and New Brunswick. Was it New Brunswick? We had people from all over the place. Washington State, so Indiana, Alabama, just to name a few. So that's really fun to see. And I wanted to also say at this retreat, the first time I've seen this done, after we did our smalls exchange, and you bring one, you put it in the pile, and they tell you how you can come up, and it's usually from a number on your name tag or a number on a raffle ticket you have. That tells you when you can go up. They'll call you up to pick your swap. But after we did that, they were really great in announcing, hey, why don't you put up your smalls along this stage so we can walk past and see everything. I thought that was brilliant because then you could see what other people made for the retreat. So I did want to share some of the pictures. There were 2 different days and 2 different showings. I only got one showing, and I tried to take a picture of everyone, but I don't know if I got pictures of everything because there was so much going on. But what I was inspired by are all the different ways of finishing. And sometimes just seeing the finish is such a helpful way of getting an idea. So how am I going to do this? I think I'll go through the pictures on my phone and then I'll post them. I'll post them here. So this one, and then I won't know who did it necessarily, but this one has a name right on it. So Diane did this one, and this is a Halloween stitch that she made into a little pillow. And it looks like she also included floss and a cross-stitch chart, and I think that might be somebody else's stuff in the picture as well. But I do love how that pillow is finished. So she put the purple Ada with, is that Ada or Lugana? I think it's Ada with the chenille trim on it. It looks adorable. I didn't take a picture of the backside, unfortunately. And then the next one, oh, and a smalls exchange too, I should say, should be small. So I think Library Stitchers did announce, you know, no bigger than a 6x6 or something like that, or 8x8. You don't have to do a full coverage massive thing. So it's usually an ornament or a little pillow or a little flat back finish. So this next one is a great example of that. This, I want to say, was on a 6x6 board by the looks of it. Isn't that cute? Hello Spring. I don't know the name of these designers. I just wanted to be sure to show you how people are pairing things together. And it looks like this one was put on a mat board. The stitch piece was put on a mat board with something underneath it to make it a little puffy. Then she used rickrack to go around the edges. That was mounted on another piece of board covered fabric, then placed on the wooden piece and the flower. I mean, it all came together so beautifully. Absolutely love that one. Here's another cute one. This was a very detailed little pillow. I love this. Here's an example of a very small stitch that somebody was, I don't know, brilliant enough, because I don't know if I would have thought of this, to add fabric to the top and the bottom, and then the tiny little buttons really accentuate how sweet this is. And it looks like she's put some charms on it too. I think those might be part of the gift or part of the decoration. Again, I didn't handle everything, but I love how this is finished. And although I don't use a sewing machine, I know that I could do this by hand sewing. It'll take me a lot longer, but I think I can do it. So you would add the fabric to the cross-stitched area first. Then you would concentrate putting that back part of the fabric on. I just love that. What's the next one? Oh, this is a really cute, very long pillow. And the pom-pom trim on this is adorable. And it looks like there's a charm at the top. And it's just such a sweet little pillow. And it looks like she gifted some scissors and floss with it. But I love the colors in that. The itch to stitch. Very sweet. I've not tackled a long pillow like this because I'm not quite sure I can do it the way I do it, folding it from the back inside out. But after seeing some of these stitches, I might try it. The next one, I should slow down so I can keep the pictures up longer. This is really cute. This was a very cute pillow. You're the bee's knees. And it looks like there's so much stuff that this person got with it. Honey and the beeswax, which is what we use for a thread conditioner, some of us. And that little tin, that's what you would keep the beeswax in. And it looks like that tin has a little, it's a sticker with flowers, but it also has a needle on it. Yep, Stitcher's beeswax is listed on that. I absolutely love that, and those cute little pins in there, all bee-related themes. I wish I'd looked at the back of these. And I'm sorry I didn't, but sometimes we stitch something, we like it, it gets tossed in a pile. And here's an example of how cute that would be if we took the time to do a quick little pillow. This next one is just a huge collection of stuff. Over the top gorgeous. So there's a card with strawberries on it. It must have been the note that they included. And the Autumn Harvest Strawberry Jam or Berry Jam Mill Hill Kit. So that must be an adorable thing of jam in there as well. Then the pillow. I can't get over this pillow. Look how tiny that stitch is, but look how elaborate it looks with all of that added fabric, trim. Is just an incredible little finish. So it's got the pom-pom edging, but then there's that white trim on it as well. So if I was doing this by hand, I would add the white trim first to the cross stitch. Then I would concentrate on attaching the red checkered fabric. Then I would measure out the front and back pieces to stitch, hand stitch together. And I don't even know if that's the proper way of doing it, but that's how I would tackle it. And I love how those little pins in the corner just kind of accentuate everything. So you've got those tiny little, I guess those would be holly topped beads with the red, and then the leaf needle or leaf. What am I trying to say? Leaf pin, that's what I'm trying to say. Absolutely precious. And the mystery tin, I suspect, is probably a little kit for the Mill Hill ornament to keep things in place. Absolutely wonderful. And I don't think it's probably more than a 6-inch pillow in length. Absolutely adorable. This next one, I wonder if that's the package I got a picture of. So it would be a package with tomatoes on it. I love tomatoes. But I would have been shocked to get this. This is an awful lot of work. It's amazing. So again, I don't know the designer. Do you guys think this is a Kogut? I'm pretty sure it is. Absolutely gorgeous. And it looks like the rickrack was just added to the bottom, which is perfect. I think if it went all the way around, it'd be too much. And then it was just finished off as a little pillow. Absolutely stunning. Great colors, too. If you guys know the names of any of these patterns, feel free to put them in the comments. Or if you did one of these smalls, do a shout out. Take credit. They're gorgeous. So here's another little one. Oh, I remember this. And I spoke to somebody. I know whose this is. I'm pretty sure this is Kim's. So this was mounted on a box, like a little paper mache box. It was absolutely adorable. So this is the top of the box, and it was mounted on top, and then the pom-pom edging went around the cross stitch. So if you don't want to sew, don't sew. Just mount it onto something. What a fantastic trinket box. Now this you can keep upright like a box, or even display it on its side and still have a useful box. I just love that. I don't see that she signed it. Hopefully she put some information in it or on it so somebody can remember when and where they got it. Very cute. Oh, this is a great finish. We've seen a lot of these boards at Michael's or Joann Fabrics. It's just a display piece. Most of the time they have a little hanger on the back or a little leg so you can prop it up. This is just an adorable finish. So they must have mounted this on a mat board or maybe a sticky board, folded the cloth over it, mounted that on another board, just a little larger with the fabric over it. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I guess that's the packaging behind it, which looks like something like a bag, and I would have grabbed that. That's beautiful. But they had me at owl, they had me at pumpkin. It's absolutely sweet. And those are little acorns next together. I don't know who did this stitch or what the designer was, but I do love this. crows, flowers, love it. This next one is a little pillow, and it's just amazing. So I really love how this is done. The fabric, that polka dot fabric, matches that green perfectly, or complements it, I should say. And then there's a little gourd pin in the corner, and it's a flower charm attached. Do you see that up in the right-hand corner where the bees are? I really would like to know who designed this cross stitch, because this looks like a pattern I would like to do, to have a pillow just like this. I love it. It's so sweet. And I think I'd leave this out year round. I don't like to put away things like bees and green. I'm partial to greens and blues. It's just beautiful. And by the size of my hand, maybe 7 inches. So that's just lovely. And obviously it came in a little box. Sometimes finding the packaging is the hardest part. Oh, this one's so cute. I have a suspicion. I think I know who did this. And I'll have to watch an episode of B&E Stitchery to find out. But that is, excuse me, that is a little wooden block shaped like a house. So you stick a bird on it, it's a birdhouse. I think this is precious. It's just so cute. And I love that it was stitched on a black fabric, because it really makes that little bird pop. What a cute thing to have on a shelf somewhere. So whoever got that was very lucky. Adorable. Sometimes if you go into the wood sections of the craft stores, you can buy some pretty weird things. And you don't have to be a painter. You can just cover it with one color. And whatever you add to it, that is your actual piece that's being displayed. So I always poke around the wood sections in these craft rooms or craft stores. Can't tell I'm tired. This next piece is really incredible. I don't know how to make these yet. This was made out of leather. And those grommets, because I don't know what else to refer them to, that actually pinch those edges together, those were actually brass screw grommets of some sort. I was absolutely impressed with that. I've seen the plastic ones, and a lot of my project bags or my thread keeps have that system on them, but these were actual brass screw grommets. And I just think that's adorable. Really cute. It makes me think of, for some reason, when I see these, I guess you would call it an Ort container or just a catch-all. When you see these, it makes me think of my dad's old gentleman's or whatever bureau case, where he would have keys, a wallet, glasses, empty his pockets. My grandfather had one too. I wonder if you can still find those and just redress them up with cross stitches. Things that I will hunt for at the yard sales this year. But that's lovely. And I know who the designer is. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not going to happen today. Cottage, am I right? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this next one. I love this. This is a great example of how to finish something quickly and adorable. It's in a hoop. So they painted the hoop, and you don't have to paint your hoops. And then they mounted it in the hoop with tiny little spools that it looks like they dressed up with some of their own threads that match the stitch. Cute little bow at the top. And I don't know, I would hang this anywhere and everywhere in the house because it's just adorable. I love this. And the other thing I should remember to tell you or remind you, you can also get some stain that is water-based, and they're usually kept with the acrylic paints in our craft stores. Do I have one handy here? Let me pause this for a second. So say you would like to stain a frame that you get or a hoop, any wood, but you don't want that stank of the stain. You don't want to have to get out paint thinner to clean things. I know I've mentioned it in previous videos, but Folk Art is just one company that puts out a water-based stain. This one's so old. I'm sure the label has changed, but if you just Google water-based stain, I think you will come up with the Folk Art line. And once you've stained something, and you can either leave it just kind of dull or natural. If you want it shiny, they make sealers that'll give you a gloss. This one is, I don't think this is the high glossy one. This is a Deco Art, and this is a gloss varnish. Again, water-based. So I love this stuff. I keep it handy. It takes a long time to use the stains because I'm not always staining. I think there's that much left in this bottle. This bottle is probably 2008. It's old. But I like it because it's not hard on my paintbrushes. I don't have to go outside to use it. There's no smell. This one says, oh, satin. That's what I was trying to say. Non-glossy, so it's a satin finish. And it's outdoor, so it's weatherproof. You can get something wet. The gloss varnish is going to give you that shiny appearance. And you can add a couple of coats if you want to. I just had to add that there because you can seal things like the hoops or the frames or any wood thing that you paint with just a varnish to make it glossy or to keep it from chipping if you're worried about that. Oh, here's another cute one. So this was another Halloween finish, and I've seen this pattern as well. Can't place it right now. Again, another fantastic way of finishing a very small cross stitch and making something absolutely amazing out of it. So we've got some really cool, it almost looks like a rope ribbon with this funky black and purple rickrack type fabric. It's gorgeous with the buttons. I love how they did that. And that's all it needs. Doesn't need the foofy trim. I wish I took a picture of the back of it, and I don't think I did. I just love that. I'll try to post close-ups too. I think I'm doing that in the video. I love the kitty cat and the pumpkins. And it looks like this came with a project bag. Just amazing. Maybe that's how they, no, it looks like they gifted it in the trick-or-treat bag. Too cute. This is adorable. So this little gift were the tiny little sled ornaments. Those ornaments are stitched on perforated paper and mounted to the sleds. I've done a few of these. These are a lot of fun. And then there's a floss board that was gifted, floss board that was gifted with it. I think that's adorable. I wonder if somebody made the floss board. And you can get so many patterns for these little sleds. I've collected quite a few. I've not seen that one, so that's something I probably should try to find. Absolutely adorable. Oh, look at this. Handmade socks and a biscornu. I need to try to make one of these. Not the socks, biscornu. Absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. I didn't pick this up, but it looks like it's stitched all the way around, so it's not just fabric on one side. It's two panels stitched together to make this biscornu. Absolutely amazing. And to get handmade socks on top of it. Wow. Oh, and a candle. Now I'm awake. How hard are biscornus to make anyway? Let me know in the comments. I've not tried it. This next one, this is a great finish. Now, I don't know if I'm brave enough to try this, but after seeing this, I'm like, maybe I should try it. So it looks like it was done on an Aida or Lugana and then folded over and then stitched. I'm trying to tell if there was fabric on the back. It looks like regular fabric was on the back of this. But how cute is that? Add a little zipper and you've got the best bag ever. Too cute. And I don't know the name of this designer either. I've not seen this one. Absolutely adorable. I've never tried to make a bag out of a cross stitch. And this next one, oh, this is cute. I remember seeing this. Was it somebody at my table that got this? I was walking around to so many tables, I don't know. But I did see this. Oh, it was the table behind me. She opened this and I was floored because it was 2 5x7s. These were not 4x6s. And I love how the front doors face each other. So you can stagger them on the wall and put them side by side. And you can have more stitches to add to them. You know that phrase, the path between friends is never long. I've got a couple of cross stitches that say that. But this was just stunning. And I know the lighting is wrong in the photo here, but these are the same blues, of course. Stunning. What a lovely gift. Oh, here's a cutie. So this next one looks like they decorated it by putting it in a fall type bag. Looks like Rolos or the candy there. But look how they just put the 2 other fabrics together with a pillow, which I haven't done yet. Then they wrapped it with jute, which was so cool. Absolutely adorable. Then the 24 on the gourd pin. And I don't recognize that. I know I should. But look, pumpkins and crows. I'm going to have to do some tiny stitches. And then I think if I do a pile of tiny stitches, I'm just going to sit and look at them for a while until inspiration hits. But having this photo collection of all of these eye candies is really going to help me go, oh yeah, try this direction, this pattern. Try adding the fabric here. Brilliant. This next one, I don't know what it is. Is it a pin cushion? It's too cute to put pins in. Wouldn't do it. I would just use this as a cute pillow display. Love the daisies. And I'm sure that that's a scissor fob, or maybe it's attached to the pillow. But it's too cute to use. It's a gorgeous display piece. I love the vibrant colors in it. And it looks like there's a charm on the top. It's a flower charm. It looks like a sunflower charm. What an amazing finish. And then it looks like braided floss, not just a ribbon. I haven't figured out how to braid floss yet, and there might be a few tutorials on it. I think Helen D has a tutorial on it. I know she's talked about it, but that's an amazing finish. I was really happy to see this one. This is a little pillow that I did, and somebody decided to mount it on a block. And it must have been either a styrofoam block or maybe this was balsa wood. It was very lightweight. And I like that they finished it this way because it was a block that was deep enough that you could put it on its side and put a spool on top of it. You can add other decor if you wanted to, or a little bird. But what a great way to finish it. It made me want to go home, get the pattern out, do it again, and display it that way. Isn't this nice? Hello, spring. Very simple stitch. Elegantly done. Vibrant. Cute pin stuck in it. It looks like a handmade counting pin. The green rickrack. And it looks like the other gifts involved either a stitching mat or a little project bag, a needle minder, and some floss drops. Is that a floss drop? It might not be a floss drop. Absolutely adorable. Oh yeah. Also, behind that pillow was one of those little wooden stitchables. I have yet to do one, but I do have a couple. And I even got one at that retreat, so I want to try it. This patriotic cutie was also in the smalls. There was a patriotic project bag with it, and he is looking amazing on that color fabric, finished off as a little pillow. I might have felt him. I think I picked him up and he seemed heavy. He must have had walnut shells. I remember one of them had walnut shells. I think he's the one that did. I like the little bees trying to get to that flower. Not sure the designer. Keeping in the patriotic theme, this little Liberty Lodge is really cute. Salt box outline with the tree in bloom. That edging that they use, the trim, is amazing. I don't know if it's lace or it's not rickrack, but it's very soft looking. It makes me want to go buy trim after looking at a parade of these. This is fantastic. This is a hoop finish. The hoop is stained. Everybody does the back of their hoops differently. But this must have been a 6 or a 7 inch. And it's got the ribbon hanger. And I love the variegation in it. I just think that's amazing. And I do know Lisa did that one. This is a cute one. Tomato people, here we are. This was so tiny. And I loved how they mounted it on that board with the beads defining the needles stuck in the tomatoes, plus the little tomatoes at the top of the stitch. They also gifted the tomato pincushion, some floss. What a fun bundle to get. It's a cute little boo to you. Autumn nights make me shinier. I love this finish. I don't know how often I've found different little things like this at the dollar store or anywhere where there's decorations on clearance, and I'm like, oh, perfect size to mount something on. This is perfect. Sometimes you just gotta look at an object and think, will a cross stitch fit? And then figuring out what cross stitch will fit comes later. But if you can pick it up for less than $2, sometimes it's hard to resist. In the background, it looks like there is a needle minder pack. And I don't know what the other thing is in the right corner. Oh, isn't this cute? The little ghost kitty. Absolutely adorable. Hoop finish, lace backing, and I'm pretty sure, isn't that glow-in-the-dark thread? How cool is that? And it looks like it was gifted with scissors and a little scissor keeper. A little ghost kitty with the fish in the fish at eyesight. Absolutely adorable. Well, that was a lot of fun. Oh, there were so many project bags there. It was just an amazing collection of stuff. I'm still hung over from it. I also wanted to show, I didn't have permission for that. What was also so amazing about this is the next day we had, I think there were 6 or 7 of us, 6 of us in the group. So some were staying with me, some were staying in a hotel, some were staying in another hotel. Where do we meet for breakfast? And I wasn't too familiar with too many breakfast places in the Augusta area. I don't often get out at that hour to go that far, 20, 25 minutes for breakfast. So I thought, well, and I found, how about this place, House of Pancakes? We went, there were 6 of us, and lo and behold, there was a cross stitch on the wall. So it was meant to be. Out of the whole place, that was the only cross stitch. And it was within eyesight of our table. It was destiny. I asked the poor waitress, do you know anything about that cross stitch? Do you know who made it? I went up and took a picture of it while the poor people were, looked at it while the poor people were eating there. And it was dated SL for initials, 1992. But the waitress, I suspect, was born after 92. So she said, it's been there forever. Well, no, not forever. Sometime 92 or after. But I love this. And it was pretty big. I want to say bigger than an 8x10, the stitch part. So if anybody recognizes that cross stitch, I just love the font. It's really neat. Maybe one of you have done it before. So we enjoyed a great breakfast. And I'll see what other pictures I can add at the end here. But I really wanted you to see a couple of ways that people had finished some things and what to expect if you go to a retreat, and just get inspired from the colors that were combined and how people finished off pillows and trims and stuff. Makes me want to organize all my trim. Wonderful stuff. Anywho, anyhow, have a great day. Happy stitching and be safe.